Hi there, my name is Ryan Vickers, and you just watched our premiere of Pop Whiz on Game TV. I'm the creative consultant for the game show called Pop Whiz, and with me tonight is our host, Gunnarolla. Gunnarolla, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So what did you think? We had the pleasure of watching this just now together. We had a lot of laughs and talked about a lot of memories from the summer.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm smiling because I actually enjoy watching the show. It was a blast to do. It was a blast to meet all the teens. We had an amazing crew. Got to, travel to destinations in Ontario that I might not have been at the top of my list, but were really
Please
cool
do
to
not
see.
rank the cities that we shot in. That would be wildly uncomfortable.
And it turned out really well. Yeah, it's great. And I was answering the questions too, because honestly,
now, wait a minute. How well would have you done? I want to know.
I actually, and it depends on the episode. The one we just saw today, I actually think I would have done okay. What would have gotten me as a teen is just people don't realize the pressure of being in front of two cameras and a crew in that tent in the cube. I would be so nervous that I would just forget everything. So kudos to all of our teens who participated, because it's not easy to put yourself out there
and you'll find over the season, we'll have some wonderfully good answers and some wonderful answers that people will smile about, thinking, oh, I know that's not right, but I'm just going to chuckle and move on. So
points for creativity. We should have given points for creativity.
Well, then how do you judge that? And as the guy that was the head judge, it's a lot of
true.
That,
you are.
How did you become a game show host?
Well, I think you can help kind of tell this story, fill in the blanks for me, because I've been doing my hosting travel food thing, and I've worked on a few different shows. And then someone from the Pop Whiz team reached out to me, Sergio, our producer director, asking if I'd be interested in this traveling game show thing. And I've never hosted a game show before, and I've never I've worked with teens in the past, but my stuff is a little bit more solo. So this was a cool opportunity to work with a really cool team on a new concept. But as to how they found me,
well, that's part of that is we became aware of your YouTube presence, and like we did a lot of people when we're looking for a host, is we did our research and see who we thought would fit for the brand, and we were so happy to have you on board.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Lots of laughs, obviously. So, what did you do to prepare for this? Either for the show itself or just general game show hosting? Like, does one get in contact with various game show hosts? Do we hit them up on Twitter?
Yeah, Drew wouldn't return my calls. I mean, Brady, I don't know. No, I didn't reach out to anybody. I obviously, watched some different game shows. I've grown up with game shows too. Maybe not as much of a diehard fan, but Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. Those are shows that I've watched on and off, and some of the newer stuff. But no, I mean, I got a haircut. The hardest part for me, yes, it's not always obvious if you watch these episodes. It's very windy, lots of wind, not enough hairspray. But no, I mean, can I say the hardest thing for me was finding a different Hawaiian shirt for how many episodes did we do? 13, 14?
14.
Yeah, I tried to make sure I had a different shirt every time so that I would know what episode we were doing when I watched it. You never ever want to repeat an outfit. So that was the hardest part for me, but yeah.
Well, thank you for your consideration and your word choices. And we should say, I'm guessing there was a few more inherent challenges of doing it outside. We had a couple of episodes we actually ended up filming inside for one reason or another. Bits and pieces of it, but we're focusing mostly on the outside part. But was there challenges having to do it outside?
Yeah, I mean, planes, trains, automobiles. We had inclement weather. That was the one that actually really forced us to go in, because it was torrential downpour in Cornwall, I want to say it was. Because we're in this tent. You can't really
plan for those things, right? So
you can't. So luckily, the production crew working with locals there. We were able to figure out a solution, but it was really a lot of noise. I feel like when we were in Timmins, North Bay, there were a lot of bugs.
No, that's not fair. We know people in North Bay and Timmins. They are nice people. Do not judge them
Oh,
by the bugs.
but yeah, no, a lot of insects. I feel like, I get progressively more tan as the series goes on because we were just in the sun for a long time. And listen, I wore sunscreen. I was very mindful.
And there was
of
sunscreen provided for all of us
there
on
was.
the set. And speaking of which, we do want people to know that we did follow protocols, what was in place. This was all filmed last summer. A lot of what we did outside was so that we could have the organization that we could, but rest assured to our viewers and anyone who's watching or listening to this, that we did follow protocols because we were very happy to be able to make the show, and we wanted to make sure that it was made in the safest way possible.
Yeah, and we were on that, and I felt, at no point did I feel unsafe, but it was, the crew was always masked, and then we had distancing, and we had, where possible, and a lot of hand sanitizing, that kind of thing. But, and I mean, I came home, I never tested positive, so the realities of trying to do a production in a pandemic, but we made it happen. So, yeah, shooting outdoors was, it was pausing for sound. Do you remember in Stratford? You were there.
I was at all of them.
You were there. Okay. We wouldn't have a show if you weren't there.
Oh, bless your heart.
But, at Stratford, we had a unique sound issue. It was an opera singer on a boat, and the boats don't move very fast down that river.
But it was fascinating. I know we had to stop tape, but it was fascinating, and that's what we really wanted to bring part of the show. Not only the game content, but a bit of that. The local feel of that. We saw that tonight. Now, I'm sure our viewers want to know that are watching this, have you practiced on an ice cream cart since then? Because I will say to the viewers, that was not set up. That happened, and that's part of the fun of the show, is that we don't edit around that. We let the flubs and all, sorry, Gunnarolla, apologize about
which
that.
I love. To me, I think my stuff skews a bit more comedic. Travel content can be a little bit more serious, but I love finding the screw ups like that. So yeah, I'm traumatized from that bicycle. It just wouldn't move until I was off camera. Then it just wouldn't stop. But
and in fairness, when that specific shot stopped, we all ran over with our money to buy ice cream because it was a very warm day. So
and a stick to wedge under the wheel because I really couldn't stop it after that. I don't know how.
My unicycle is in my garage. You're welcome to borrow it the next time I'm down in your neck of the woods to practice. So
if we get a season 2, when we get a season 2,
there you go. I like the power of positive thinking, right? So
yes.
So we should mention as well. Well, actually, before we get to the online game, is there any particular memories you have? We're going to have you back near the end of the season, sort of do a little bit of a retrospective. Is there anything, without spoiling any results, that sticks out in your mind? You can say the city or not say the city. I just ask that you don't give away the game results.
Yeah.
Because I also know there are contestants that have sat on this for the better part of 6 or 7 months, because I asked them nicely on set, said, go spend your money if you won, but don't tell people how you did. So.
You know what? We met some really cool families. I remember, I loved getting time to talk to parents and siblings. In one case, I was in Kingston. We had a contestant. She came in to support her brother. And then we thought, you know what, you should try this. Her mom was a game show fanatic, and they watched a ton of them together. And we're like, you seem really savvy, and you're into pop culture. Why don't you just give this a try? And she did, and she actually made it really far in the competition. So very proud of her. But yeah, for me, it was just meeting cool people in Ontario. We hit up some smaller to mid-sized cities that don't often get this type of production in town. So it's a big deal for them. And I loved also seeing the teens make friends with each other. They go in strangers, and then, that's why I love to travel, is meeting people. And then you never know where you're going to make a friend, right?
And the thing that I loved so much is that we felt very lucky to be welcomed in with open arms. The communities, they were happy to have us. And I remember specifically one parent in Stratford said to me, "It's so nice you're doing this. The kids are just happy to be around
Yeah.
people again. And we forget
Yeah.
that we all, what we've all gone through in the past while. And it's just nice to have that set up, and, obviously still keeping our distance and following protocols, but it's just being nice there. I'll tease a little bit. There is one contestant who wins later in the season who, when they said what they were going to do with the money, we just doubled over in laughter and had to get them to do it again, because I'm sure we ruined the shot behind the scenes.
Yeah. There were some creative ideas for that money. And that's a pretty big deal too. I think to be a teenager and to win that sum of money, that's not nothing. So
exactly. And speaking of which, we have the online game going on. So you will be, we've just finished our first cycle. I want to let people know that we're now on to cycle 2. So even though cycle 1 is finished, you can still go to popwizgameshow.com and click on the Pop Whiz online tab, and you can participate. Are you looking forward to filming that as well then?
I am. Listen, I get to wear sweatpants this time. Because I'll be in a studio. Right? So. Yes. But no, I mean, it'll be cool to meet more teens and this time it's open to teens across Canada. I'll be there in the finale asking you questions. So I guess to prepare for that, I should, practice my enunciation.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a fun thing that I wish I had an opportunity like this when I was a teen, to win some cash.
I'm not gonna lie.
We had to deliver newspapers.
Yeah, exactly. I just had to beg my parents to let me put in for teenage game shows, but then we realized there were none. So I've just done all the other ones there. But so
how many has it been? How many game shows?
I have done 9 television game shows, 1 on radio, and 2 podcasts. So it's actually, to throw it back a slight bit, my first one was Wheel of Fortune, which will be 25 years ago in May. And it's never really stopped since then. So it's
wow.
It's fun for me as well to be behind the scenes working on this as well. And we had, for those of you not aware, we did go to these locations, but for the permanent cast and crew, there was only 8 of us. There was Gunnarolla, our host, and then 7 of us on the crew. And so part of it is that you all work hard and get it done. And we had some lovely production assistants at all the venues. And please make sure when you're watching the show, whether it's through the Game TV broadcast or on the Game TV website, do watch the credits, much like you would at a movie. Appreciate the amount of people it does take to put together a show.
Yeah, it was a very lean team, but everyone came to set every day with a great attitude, and we just did what we needed to do to get it done. In rain, in extreme heat, sunshine, and everything in between.
And we laughed
it was a great team.
And I think that transferred as well. The contestants could see that we were having fun. The parents did say we were fun, and look forward to hearing the parental yells when their child wins, because there were a few of those too. So anyway, thank you so much, Gunnarolla, for being with us. Any final thoughts before we go?
No, I mean, just thank you for your support. Stay tuned and have fun.
So we encourage everyone to visit popwizgameshow.com. You can find some behind the scenes clips, find out about the show, as well as the online contest, and watch the broadcast, please, on Game TV. They are on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you can also just do some catching up on the Game TV website. Thanks very much. Take care. See you next week, folks. Bye-bye for now.
Keep popping.